You've just entered the theater of an alien sky. If the words and images seem strange to you, there's a reason for this. Our world was once a vastly different place. To experience this won't hurt you, and there is nothing to fear. In these discourses, we are challenging a peculiarly modern misconception. The idea that ancient storytelling arose beneath a sky very much like our own sky today. Our message is that celestial motions in our time can teach us nothing about the mythic archetypes, and nothing about the origins of ancient astronomical thought either. All cosmic concepts among our early ancestors trace back to an extraordinary natural experience. Our first requirement, therefore, is to distinguish that experience from the world that we experience today. And so we've offered a comprehensive reconstruction of an ancient planetary system, an assembly of planets close to Earth, evolving through critical phases. The planets involved can be named, and their relationships to each other can be spelled out in extraordinary detail, leading to hundreds of acid tests. Our primary reference in this adventure is the snapshot seen here, depicting what we've called the polar configuration. The stylized image captures a quasi-stable condition in the evolution of that planetary arrangement. With this reference in front of us, we can look backward in time to visualize an earlier condition, and forward in time to observe critical phases in the evolution of this configuration within a changing celestial environment. That's how we test and ultimately confirm the ancient archetypes in their direct relationship to extraordinary natural events. Given the specificity of the reconstruction, no guesswork is necessary to identify the acid tests. Just follow the linkage of cause and effect. The cause lay in natural events. The effect was an explosion of human imagination and commemorative activity around the world, all testable under commonly accepted rules for assessing evidence. A celestial king of the world, presiding over an endless spring, remembered as the Golden Age. The identity of that figure as an ancient sun god, but not the body we call sun today. The location of that luminary at the stationary center of the sky, the celestial pole. The identification of this original, motionless sun with one planet in particular, the planet Saturn. The remembered fall of that primeval figure, ending the Golden Age and setting in motion the frightful wars of the gods. Every change or evolutionary phase of the planetary gathering can then be tested against the rigors of three-dimensional representation, with no exceptions. From this starting point, the door opens to a vastly larger tapestry of ancient images, introducing in particular the universal mother goddess and the warrior hero. Then ranging across the spectrum of relative motions and corresponding shifts in the appearance of the configuration, conveying the full story of the male and female powers. Goddess is the planet Venus, warrior is the planet Mars. Of course, the first casualty in this investigation is the uniformity principle, the assumption that no radical changes in Earth's celestial neighborhood have occurred in recent millennia. The truth is that today's natural experience has never accounted for any cross-cultural memory, not a single one amongst hundreds of ancient patterns now documented. Our claim is that every well-documented archetype becomes explicitly predictable under the reconstruction presented here. Given the vast complexity of ancient myths and symbols, that's an impossible achievement under any common scientific or historical assumption today. No one could just invent a reconstruction that would meet the concrete tests of predictive ability. Just consider a bare handful of archetypes amongst the hundreds we've enumerated. How many of these elementary themes would you anticipate by observing today's natural order? In contrast, the polar configuration gives the investigator exactly what he needs to assess the predictive power of the reconstruction. It invites the investigator to compare two contrasting vantage points, the modern view on the one hand, and on the other hand, a reconstruction based entirely on the ancient cross-cultural agreement. And so we invite the ancient witnesses themselves to recount for us the most extraordinary experience in all of human history. Then we subject that testimony to the tests of consistency and coherence with confidence that an erroneous starting point could not possibly meet these indispensable tests.